I was heading up to the top of the hill to make a clip to my yesterday's video, but I thought I would video this trail I talked about the last time I was in Warrenton. I'm trying to get it to where I can talk, but yeah, the neighbor I ran into him, and you can see how the landscape company is not necessarily mowing all of the grass. Nice that it's not my problem, but I also don't want to be walking in it if a lot of ticks are going to be in it. So let me let you see this trail and the beautiful part that is well maintained. As you can tell, I'm back in Virginia. I was up at the farm the last, well, not last night, I came back yesterday, but the 2 nights before that. I don't want to say too much about that because that's what the video I'm trying to finish up will be about. But I guess this could be the intro. Probably by the time I get up there, I'll be out of breath anyway, so I might as well just kind of do the walking, and then maybe once I get up to the street, I will just turn around and go back to the apartment and let the editor do its thing. Okay, so let's do that. The video this is going to be attached to, let me see if I can turn this a little bit, not too well, is about me starting to dig a hole to plant a peach tree. You can see the pine cones, well, maybe you can't. There's some pine cones, I believe, from the orangish color on the bark, and if I can remember 40 years ago to when I was in college, this is what's called a Scotch pine. Yes, Scotch like the drink. But the pine cones, look at all the pine cones up there. Oh my goodness. And there's some bird that's not too happy about me being here. And if I'm looking at that vine to the left correctly, that is Virginia creeper. It has 5 branches, but the one to the right, 5 leaves. The one to the right is probably poison ivy. It only has 3. And apparently there's a vine around here with 3 branches that is not poison ivy. But my upbringing and my experience always said leaves of 3, let it be. Oh my goodness, yeah, they haven't mowed the grass back here at all. That's not good. I'm sure it has to do with shortage of labor, rising gas prices, and that kind of stuff. But anyway, but look at all these probably black raspberry bushes. That all the little flowers are berry bushes. So I will try to harvest them if I can get them before the birds and the bears and whatever else wants to eat them. The deer, probably. So anyway, back to digging the holes. I was up at the farm, or over at the farm, I don't know. I think it's actually a little bit south of here, so I don't guess it's up. It's just over in another state. As an exploratory trip to see if we were going to be able to work together, if I was going to work on what she wanted to do, or if I was going to work on what I wanted to do, kind of have free reign, that's what she has. Oh, there goes a cardinal. What she has basically said is that I can do whatever I want, and I've said I want to do what you want done. It's your farm. I just want to make sure. Oh, see the cottontail running away from me? We're going to be raising some of your domestic kin probably for meat. So you better keep on hopping. If it gets bad here, I might have to eat that. But I don't have anything set up here for butchering or... There's actually a bench here with a fly. Or is that a spider? Oh, it's a fly. Let's get rid of it. I may just pause and set up here and talk to you instead of going all the way up that hill. Well, there's one more section I'm going to have to splice. How to get on Zoom. Okay, video resumed. Apparently, in this program, when you're filming, and I don't think on any video camera you can do it, if you're using the back camera and then you want to use the front camera, you have to stop the video. So it'll just have to splice and have a transition in the iMovie or whatever program it is I use to put all these little clips together. And this will be one that's spliced because I've got 2 or 3 clips out at the farm. Okay, so we really don't know. I don't know at this time exactly how things are going to work at the farm. I know more than I did Thursday when I arrived. But kind of, sort of, one of the main reasons for going out that way Thursday was to pick up my all-access pass to the, what I call the National Park Service, but it's actually to all federal recreation areas. Because of my disability, I was eligible for a free pass. So like I said in, I think yesterday's video, if anybody's in this area and you want to go to a national park, I can get in at no charge, where the actual carload charge may be up to $30 or $40 per car. So let's work something out. If you want to go, you can buy the gas and I'll drive. But back to the farm, and the farm is several hours from here. So I don't know, if things don't work out economically, I may or may not be pursuing it. But at the moment I'm still investigating it, so I'm still in the process of pursuing it. I do believe I've gotten her convinced that meat rabbits are the way to go for raising small animals on a farm with the least amount of trouble. She was already looking at hutches and rabbit boxes and, you know, different costs associated with it. She's got to ask her son, who's going to inherit the farm, and I guess his wife, as to what they think about them. So that's kind of where the glitch has lied in this whole thing about me helping at the farm, is the son has to be part of the decision making, and he works a full-time job, so he's not out there to discuss things with. But anyway, the next video coming up is me starting to dig the hole. Then I headed on home last night. A humongous black snake was on the road after I passed this little town. Then you take a turn, and there was a house or a building or business or something on the other side of the road. Of course, the traffic would be coming. It's a 2-lane road, so I'm going this way, the other traffic's coming this way. No traffic at the moment. But that darn black snake was almost as wide as the other lane of traffic, so I'm glad he kind of reared up as I was coming by, because I was trying to stop not to run over it, but fortunately it hadn't crossed the middle line yet, so I didn't run over it. And I've been assured that there are not a whole lot of snakes out at the farm, or she hasn't seen a whole lot of snakes. Of course, she's not there a whole lot of time. She's generally there in the summer, but generally you can see snakes in the summer, but generally you see them more when it's not quite so hot. I did not make it into the river this time. I wanted to at least stick my feet in and see how cold it was, but I figure I'll probably be back next week. I'm waiting on to hear from a friend to see if she wants to go to the national park. She had suggested Memorial Day weekend. I said, no, that's probably going to be way too busy. So I countered with maybe this Tuesday or Wednesday, and then I would just drive on to the farm from there. But I have not heard back from her yet. And then I got another message from my friend in Fredericksburg asking if I was still or how long I was staying at the farm. So she may have something she wants me to do. She may have watched the last video and wants to go to the park. I don't know. I'm going to call her after this, but I figure since it's Sunday afternoon, she's probably napping. I guess I'll wrap this one up for now, and I don't have to walk all the way up the hill. This trail continues a full 1/4 mile from where I got on it, which was about where I started the video. And then just around this corner, it goes down a dip and then up several sets of steps to get back up to the sidewalk, which I'll probably use to walk back home. But I will wrap this one up for right now. I do have a lot of other topics I want to discuss, but this is just kind of the intro to the next 2 or 3 clips you're going to see of me actually working on the farm. I was tired when I got home. Like I say in the clip, I haven't dug a hole in this clay type soil they have in this general region in 25 years. And of course the place she wanted me to dig the peach tree hole was full of rocks, some of them this big. So you're having to bust those out and dig them out in order to get the hole dug. And it was 90 degrees out there yesterday. I will get accustomed to it. I will overcome it. I will move forward. I mean, I do what I set my goal, and then I follow it. So I will continue down this path until I figure it's not worth it. A lot of that will depend on the answer she gives me next week. You know, how much she wants me out there, if she's willing to reduce the rent some, if I'm doing work out there, things like that. So I've breached those subjects. I'm just awaiting an answer. So here's the rest of my adventure. Second day, I think second day, or third day on the farm. Second day, I made the video that you saw yesterday, and then I basically just explored. I explored all the buildings, pretty much the property lines, met the neighbors. It's a nice area. I like the people out there. I like the area. Unfortunately, I did not see a bald eagle because I'd taken my big, long lens, and I got to get those pictures offloaded. Maybe you'll see some of them on my Facebook. But there should be a red, white, and blue button right down in this corner, little decal. You could subscribe to this channel. It's supposed to be about my health journey, and it sort of kind of is, in that I'm looking at staying healthy through whatever is coming in the economy and the worldwide situation. Just heard you hear the frog? I heard it belt. I just looked up and noticed there's I think a pond behind the tree line here in front of me. It's got a lot of duckweed on top. So it wouldn't be unheard of for a frog to be in this area. And I guess that's why the rabbits close by, there's a good water source. So anyway, if you want to hear about low carb, healthy fat, go back some of the older videos. I will get back to that. I've learned a lot about it. And actually that's one video I'm going to make, is I'm in the middle of a big transition by my way of living. So I plan to make a video on that. It may not be today, but it'll be soon. And we'll talk to you real soon. But if you'll subscribe, if you'll comment, if you'll hit the like button, all those really help me. Enjoy the rest of the video. Howdy, howdy. I'm still in bear country, but they say maybe the mange got a lot of the bears. So not as big of a risk as I thought yesterday. But I'm going to show you my project for today before I get on the road. And my landlord got me this fancy dancy cap. She's actually running up to the neighbors because they have a lot of stuff here, but they don't always know where it is. We thought there was a pole driver here, like we use on campaign signs in Texas, but we can't find it. And we only have, well, let me do a little bit of backstory. She ordered 3 fruit trees. I think I mentioned that yesterday. One peach, 2 cherry, because the cherries have to pollinate each other. I'm going to show you, I'm going to go behind the camera here, but here's some apple trees that have been here quite some time. And then the dead looking tree leaning on the satellite dish is actually another apple, which I'll probably be cutting down because it has seen its better days. But I was going to do a short clip. You can see the shovel, I think, see the shovel on the ground and the pickaxe. That's where the peach tree is going to go. And then the cherries are going to go further up the hill. They were delivered yesterday, but since I'm new out here, I didn't realize that the deer might actually eat the seedlings. So we went into the town, which is about 30 miles from here, to Tractor Supply before they closed at 9 o'clock last night. They didn't have the kind of wire we wanted, so we ended up with chicken wire, which is not necessarily the best to keep a deer off a tree. And we have 12 T-posts. So the store in Warrenton, near where I live, has some of the heavier wire and taller T-posts. So the landlord called them from this Tractor Supply because the lady didn't know how to look it up because it's a different district. I hear sounds like a helicopter coming over the mountain. Oh, it's just a motorcycle on the road and it's echoing off the mountain. Oh well, I'm going to do a little clip of me using the pickaxe to get the hole started. And then I'm going to dig. I'm probably going to take my shirt off, so y'all probably don't want to see that on camera. But it has begun. 2 cherry trees, a peach tree, 2 apple trees. The chestnuts have all died off from the blight, so I'll be cutting those down at some point. So we'll have plenty of firewood. We already got plenty of firewood, but we'll have more. I still have to negotiate somewhat with my landlord to see exactly what I'm going to do out here. Whether I'm going to do my own thing or whether I'm going to help her do her thing. It's looking like more help her do her own thing, which is kind of becoming my thing. I think we're in agreement that we're going to do some meat rabbits, but I'm going to do a little bit of digging here. She's coming back, and I know she doesn't want to be in the video. Let me even see if it's set up where I need it to be. No, it's a little cockeyed, so let me turn it to the shovel. That should do. You won't really hear me unless I cuss. I will say that the grass is well established, but I think I've broken it up enough now to use the shovel. So I'm going to stop this for now. Then when I get into town tonight, I will splice whatever I have together. Okay, it seems to be working now. When I tried to restart it, it failed to record video. I wanted to show you I started digging the hole, and then I said, oh, I need somewhere to put the dirt. So I went to the car, and I got one of the boxes I'm going to use for my elevated bed, raised bed. So I'm going to put the dirt in that. I really need to put compost and stuff in the bottom, but just for now, I'm going to put dirt in it. When I get the tree in the hole, I'll use whatever dirt is necessary to fill around the tree, and then I'll have some dirt in my raised bed box, which I really wasn't going to work on this trip. But this is kind of like the blind leading the blind. I got rid of almost all my tools, wire snips, shovels, everything when I moved from Texas. Probably the first time I downsized from my house, and then when I moved for good this last time. And they've got it all here, we just don't know where it is, so that's why she's run up to the neighbor to get some stuff we thought we had. So it's been, I lived in Texas 24 years, so it's been at least 25 years since I dug a hole here in the Virginia clay. Or thereabouts. I'm close to Virginia. Anyway, back to work. Okay, while I'm here by myself, I'll do a little bit of a farm tour. She doesn't really want anybody to know where I'm at or, you know, exactly what's out here, but we can do an overview. These are some outbuildings. The one with the birdhouses, a man lived in at one point in time, even though it has no indoor plumbing. It does have electricity, and it looks like it had a wood stove at one point. When we first talked about me coming out here, it was suggested that I renovate that to live in. That it's still a possibility if I want to stay out here. It might be easier than getting a RV and bringing it out here. But then at least with an RV, I would have the potential of moving it elsewhere. But this is the farmhouse. I usually stay on the second story. And there's lots of outbuildings. Here's the chicken coop that they've already had, the one they have in use, because her son and daughter-in-law raised some chickens, so they will be in the left side of the pen, and her garden is in the right side. Here is where I'm planting the fruit tree. I mentioned yesterday there were double-decker chicken coops. Those things are a disaster. They haven't been in use for 8 years. Excuse me. Allergies are still bad, even though I'm on those prescription pills. Oh, I see her coming back down now. There's lots of chicken coops. You can see the beautiful mountains, and that's a machine shop. And I'm about ready to get back to work. But that's just an overview of where I'm at. Alright, it is now a little after high noon, and I am worn out, but the hole is not deep enough. I got some mighty big rocks out, but the landlord says it's time to call it a quit so she don't have to pick me up off the ground. And then you can see the hole, I think, but she says take a shower and head on home. So that's probably what I'm going to do.